What's up, guys? Hey, I've got a special surprise today. We are over at Wadfow Tools here in Cebu City. Just got a parking spot. It's pretty tight over here, but I thought I would actually tour this place. There's some things that I want to kind of pick up, and this seems to be like a pretty good place for, you know, kind of DIY tools. I'm kind of looking for a toolbox here, but I want to show you around their showroom, and that way you guys can get some prices, and I'll pop prices up on the screen as they kind of, you know, as we're going around just looking at certain stuff. But I'm looking for a 7-drawer toolbox. We're going to go here, and then we're going to head over to Ingco. I've got to probably ask permission if I can film in there, but I'm pretty sure it'll probably be okay because it's like free advertisement, you know, who knows. But anyways, hey, we're going to get there, all right? All right, so we got generators in here. I'm going to show you around this whole thing. We're going to get some prices on generators. It looks like this guy here is 15,100. 15,100, which isn't actually that bad. I think that's probably around 265 bucks. Let me see if I can control this gimbal a little bit better here. I mean, it looks like they've got generators from, I mean, there's one for 6,500 watts, like right here. Probably peak power at 6,000. Silent generator down here, it's diesel. And some of these might be diesel or gas. This diesel generator here is 61,500. Silent generator. Check this out. We've got your pressure washers. I forget what they call them in Australia. They call them something else. But this pressure washer take, for instance, is 4,930. 4,930. Now we get into the hand tools here. I'll show you kind of what's going on. We've got the big sledges and all kinds of cool stuff. Chisels. And they've even got like tool bags, wearable tool bags, right? Hard hats, all the PPE you could ever want and or need. Oh, dude, actually, this is kind of sweet, right? So, huge vise, 4,795. That thing is a monster, too. Dude, look at this crazy thing. You ever seen a pipe wrench that's 48 inches long? Look at this thing. Dude, it's almost as tall as Eileen right there. How much is that thing? No price on that. What's the next biggest one? 36 inches, 27.80 for a 36 inch. Got jacks, stands, levels. One of the things that we're looking for is a 7-drawer toolbox like I was talking about in the truck. And I think they may have one. So we're going to see. All your wrenches, take for instance like, that's a 18 millimeter for 100 pesos. So sometimes, you know, you might only need, you may not need a whole set. You might just need something like, I don't know. Let's try to find, what is this, a 13 millimeter, 70 pesos. About $1.15, $1.20, something like that. All your extensions. I actually do need probably a couple of these guys. Maybe a smaller, something like this. It's just always good to have, you know. Let's take a look at some of their wrench sets. So like this wrench set here, 8 to 19 millimeter, 2,055 pesos. 2,055, you can see that. That's not bad. Around $35 or so. And of course I'll be popping them up with whatever the exchange rate is now, you know. We've got impact drills on this other side. We've got grinders. They got some cool stuff. Oh shoot, they even have inverter welders. I don't know what MMA means. Is that a stick welder maybe? I don't know. I'm not a welder, guys, so I'm not really sure. Let's go through the rest of the store. Kind of show you around pretty quick. I mean, they've got about every kind of power tool you can think of. I mean, realistically, they've even got backpack sprayers. Oh, they even have a chainsaw. Look at that. It's pretty sweet. That looks like just a small little, I guess it's called a mini saw, right? For 3,710. Does that come with a battery? I don't know if that comes with a battery. Doesn't look like it. Does not look like it. But still, I mean, pretty good price. Even have paint sprayers. I actually might want to get this, as a matter of fact. I might get this too. This 20 volt does not come with a battery, 1665 with a battery and a charger. It looks like a 2 amp hour battery and charger, 2,940. And I've got to ask them if they've got any specials. I mean, realistically, I might even get one of these smaller ones, because it's not like we have a whole bunch of stuff we have to kind of blow off on the patio and stuff. And it might save me 900 pesos just to go with a smaller one, you know. Be easier to kind of keep and hold together too. But yeah, this is the store. I think we might use this for the screenshot here, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, so that's Wadfow here in Cebu City, right? It's pretty cool. And it looks like they have just about everything you would probably need for you know, like your house. And super affordable. And it looks really good too. I love the presentation of the blue and orange. Now we're gonna go check out Ingco. So we had to get permission. We're inside the store. I'm gonna kind of show you some of the crazy deals that you can get. I think Ingco, Wadfow, I mean, best bang for your buck here in the Philippines. I did, whenever I first got here, bought a Makita Impact driver. It was crazy expensive, like 31,000. It was nuts. And so I'm gonna show you some of the deals. Check it out. We'll start here at the front of the store, right? So we've got aisle after aisle, way bigger than the Wadfow store. Now, it's important to know that Ingco and Wadfow are sister companies, okay? So let's take like this, for instance. You're gonna get a 4-in-1, right? A 4-in-1. Impact wrench light, I mean 2 impact wrenches, but you're also getting a battery and a charger. That's 14,250, right? So that's a crazy good deal, right? And these are some of the like crazy, like 580 tools all in one. Is that right? Oh, I guess that's, okay, that's saying 580 plus tools all together. This piece is a 138 piece set for 19,000, and it comes with an impact wrench plus battery. And it looks like a 5 amp hour battery right there with a charger. Pretty nuts, right? But there's one thing I kind of want to show you. It's these guys right here. So these are like these mini welders, okay? Which is actually what I want to get. Nothing like crazy, but if you take like these smart inverter welders, right? And I don't know. That's I think it's a stick welder for 3350. Okay, and I mean it's light, super light. I'm picking it up one arm. You know what I mean? It's freaking amazing, right? But I want to actually look at this right here, and I think I'm actually going to buy one of these because it's always good to have a welder. And so if they have one in stock, which I'm pretty sure they do, let's see if they do. Well, we'll come back to that. I'll just show you some of the rest of the stuff here, because there's some other tools that I do want to get. I mean, this just goes on for days and days. And like I said, it's a parent, or it's a sister company. Like take for instance this 12 volt here. I don't know what the price is on this 12 volt, but they were 2,000, or no, I'm sorry, they were 1,000 with a battery. And so I actually need a drill, but I want something like a little bit lighter that Eileen can also use. And so I'm probably going to get one of those. I don't know what the price is on that, so I'll probably have to ask. But a lot of the, like their assistants and stuff right now are busy, and I think they're either doing an instruction class or something like that. So either way, it's kind of cool. But we're going to go down aisle to aisle here so you can kind of see what's going on. Ah, no way. They actually have bits for an impact. And I actually need this. This is masonry. I'd rather have ones for metal, but beggars can't be choosers, right? This one looks like it's concrete, wood, and metal. Don't know what that price is. And it looks like it's just, I mean, there's different bits. I mean, you can see the ones for masonry versus metal versus wood, right? That's a pretty screaming cool deal right there. Now that I know that they have that, that's actually pretty cool. And I don't see a lot of prices on things. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see that on there. To take, for instance, like something like this. You got a 45 piece set for $11.30. It comes with all that stuff, which I mean, for a basic household, that's really all you really need, right? Saw blades and everything else. I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to just get random people in the video because they may not want to be on the internet, right? Toolboxes and stuff like that. Of course, I mean, this is just like a man's playground. I mean, look at this. I mean, they've got hedge trimmers. I mean, they did have that stuff over at Wadfow too, right? But I believe that the Ingco line of things is just a little bit better. And so people tend to do that for like the medium use, not just the DIY, but basically if you're doing like, you know, light work to medium work, which I mean makes sense, right? I mean, they got their cordless blowers for $1,700. Doesn't look like it comes with a battery, and they'll mark that on here where it's sold separately, and they do a really good job of marking that. You know, obviously you got your cordless pressure washers. These are sweet. I don't know how much these are. I mean, I've got a pressure washer, a Stanley one, but it's kind of a pain in the rear end to deal with, to be honest. All right, we're back. I'll have a surprise at the end for you guys. Yes. See, like these little like sockets, right? Like right here. These little guys are like good to have around because you don't always need something like, you know, let me just try to find something like this. You don't always need something crazy like this that extends out. I mean, granted, take for instance, is this a half inch? Yeah, this is a half inch. That half inch extendable is 950 pesos. I mean, that's extremely reasonable, and it feels extremely durable. You know, I don't know what these little ones cost here, but like this is just something that would be good to have around the house. You know, in case you need to fix little junk. You know, like whatever. You know, all the wrenches here. I mean, take for instance. I mean, this is nuts right here. 26 millimeter for 270 pesos. That's like, what is that? That's less than $5. You know. I mean, look at this thing. Dude, you could build a ocean, like an oil tanker with that. Good grief. I mean, they've just got such good presentation here. Plus, I really like this, like, it's a yellow, kind of a yellow-orange, more like a just yellow, and black. Beautiful. The presentation's amazing. Sorry about the background noise, guys. I mean, it looks like they're doing some construction, so I may just mute some of that from time to time. I think they're breaking up concrete. But I just want to show you just the sheer volume of tools that are available here in Cebu City. I know that there's an Ingco. I believe there's a Wadfow also down in Dumaguete, but I'm not 100% sure on any of that stuff. So, which is actually pretty sweet. I mean, I don't need to go anything crazy like 42 volt. Take for instance, like if you needed a crazy drill, right? So 42 volt max, 7,000. Looks like it comes with a 2 amp hour batteries plus a battery charger. And this, from my understanding, the 42 volt max line is more for like the heavy industrial use that you might see on, you know, construction sites, etc. I mean, look at this sledgehammer, dude. The key to the city, 1450. Yeah, it's freaking nice. I mean, everything here is just super nice. You know, saws. In case you need to cut yourself out of your bamboo house, you know, who knows. Probably good to have a scraper, right? Or God knows what. Just like a medium-sized scraper, you know, like one of these guys. Probably be good to have a little knife, little painter's knife. Ah. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So we've got our floor jacks here. This one is a 2 ton for 2,900. What's that big one? That big one's got to be 3 ton. I don't see a price on it, so can't comment on that. Okay, we've got scales. We saw some scales also in Wadfow. They had a lot of digital scales, kind of like ones that you'd see in like a veterinary clinic, you know. A lot of paint. This is the paint aisle. I mean, these aisles just go on for days. We're going back into the power tools. And I actually want to check out their mowers and stuff, just because I'm very curious about that. We've got auto air compressors, like the small ones here. I don't know if I see a price on one of those. Yeah, 2,450, 120 PSI. It says industrial, so that's pretty cool. They've got routers. They've got circular saws. Wow. Circular saws, 3,950, 1,600 watt. All right, so these are the generators I wanted to check out. So, inverter, 2,200 watts. Starting watts is 2,400. Running watts is 2,200. That's 26,000. And just to kind of show you what some options are, that's a specific plug over here. You have to have that made, and then you run that to your outlets. Sometimes they'll come with the fitting like this guy does here. But 4,000 watts on an inverter, that's pretty nice, but it's 45,500, right? And then you look at something like one of these big boy diesel generators, you start getting into the 60,000 range. And they do have a special coming up on the 7th of July, which is, I mean, we're talking about a week. All right, so let's look at some of these mowers, man. 40-volt mowers. How cool is this? Look at this 40-volt mower. I mean, it's not going to be coming with batteries. 18,000. 18,000 pesos. Now, I'm pretty sure if you look at these side by side, right? This one's 18,000. This one's 23,410. The cutting deck is wider on this particular unit, and it might even be bigger over here still. Let me just grab my little ancillaries here. This one's 1950. Top-loaded battery, so it might be, in between those two. I do want to actually look at some of their toolboxes and stuff. I mean, they've got air compressors, like bigger style air compressors, smaller toolboxes, battery chargers. That would actually be a good piece of kit if you didn't have a lot of tools or anything like that. And this is actually beautiful. 20,500 for that toolbox. And it's a 7-drawer. It's actually really, really sweet. That's a nice toolbox. But I mean, even something like that, I mean, you can do a lot with just something like this. That's the Tummy Flattener 5000. Wow, they've got a lot of options with these tool trolleys. How much are some of these tool trolleys? So that tool trolley there, or even just trolley, all metals, 5,200. It's about $90. Okay, so it looks like we've got some options here for weed eaters. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool over here. And of course, look at this big daddy right here. Holy moly. 9,500 watts. Look at this thing. Holy crap. That thing is nuts, man. 65 kilowatts. You think Eileen wants me to get that? I don't know. We won't ask if we do. We'll just go ahead and do it.
Ingco, sa trabaho'y panalo.